What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Tony D2 Wild checking in once again, back with the bang of the day, guys, to talk about this Brittney Griner sentencing of 9 years in Russia jail for drug smuggling. We recently did a video about this back in May when she was initially detained and charged, and it's caused a lot of disturbance and a lot, not even disturbance, a lot of talks though back home. I've been very vocal about this in general. Overall, in my opinion, her being locked up, I don't want to see Brittney Griner locked up, regardless of what she's done and the things people have said about her. Overall, I don't want to see anybody locked up 9 years, especially for weed. However, that's my emotional side of my body. I have an emotional side and I have a facts is facts, or as I call it, reality or accountability side as well. And at the end of the day, as much as something I might think is wrong, morally wrong, if it's stated in the law, the document, at the same time, I have to play that side of, or devil's advocate, whatever you want to call it. I have to keep it 100, as I would say, and being locked up for 9 years for weed, I think it's an issue, but guess what? That's an issue in a whole different country. In Georgia, it's illegal to smoke marijuana or to have marijuana. You'll get a ticket. You'll get a citation. You used to get locked up for it. Having over a ounce of marijuana in Georgia I know it was a felony. I think they recently changed it now to a misdemeanor. Go to LA, you can smoke weed freely as is. So the laws are the same way in different states as they are in different countries. In China, you get caught with weed, you can serve a lifetime sentence. So it's very crazy overall. I'll read this little bit of this article from CNN. Brittney Griner sentenced to 9 years in Russia jail for smuggling. And one thing that I was happy about, but now at this point, and now it has already came out, was I don't think this is, once again, when we deal with these type of things, we like to go either to sexuality or orientation, to race and all that. And people are making out, this is a racial type of thing. And once again, no, I don't think that race played a part. I don't think that sexuality played a part. I think that politics played a part. We're currently in a war right now. We're not in a direct war, but we're somewhat in a cold war with Russia, with Ukraine. This world, the world itself, and the politics and the relationship what we have with Russia currently is what caused this to happen as it is. And I think also on top, the biggest thing that people are mistaken is the fact that there is notoriety involved. There's a WNBA player, a player with some sort of value, with some sort of charisma that also plays a part in here. I don't think that her being black is what caused this to be a 9-year sentence. If this was a white WNBA player, if it was a white NBA player, I believe it would be the same thing. But we're also going to play both sides of here and break everything down. America's women basketball star was convicted of deliberately smuggling drugs into Russia and sentenced to 9 years in jail time Thursday in the case that raised concerns she's being used as a political pawn in Russia's war against Ukraine, which I 100% yes. They know that by sentencing her to 9 years, it's going to make the U.S. feel more pressure to get some sort of deal done, which is already in process now, which they're trying to get a Russia weapons dealer by the name let me find his name. Victor, this guy right here. They're trying to get him traded in for Brittney Griner, as well as a U.S. spy. Brittney Griner and Paul Wilhelm, former U.S. Marine, 52 years old, arrested in December 2018, accused of Russian security service by spying. So they're trying to do him and Brittney Griner for this weapons dealer. Judge Anna Sultanovoka of Kamika City Court delivered a sentence and fined Griner 1 million rupees, or about $16,000, which is crazy. That's $16,000 only, but 9 years. It makes, yeah. She said the court took into account Griner's partial admission of guilt, remorse for the deed, and state health and charitable activities. Prosecutors has asked that she be sentenced to 9.5 years. Prior to the verdict, Griner apologized to the court and asked for leniency in an emotional speech. "I never meant to hurt anybody. I never meant to put anybody in jeopardy for the Russian population. I never meant to break any laws here," Griner said. "I made an honest mistake, and I hope that you, in your ruling, that it doesn't end my life here. I know everybody keeps talking about political pawn and politics, but I hope that this is far from this courtroom. I want to say again that I had no intent of breaking any Russian laws. Had no intent. I did not conspire or plan to commit this crime. After the sentence, Griner told CNN producer as she left the courtroom, I love my family. The verdict comes about 6 months after the 31-year-old was arrested in Moscow airport and accused by Russian prosecutors of trying to smuggle less than 1 gram of cannabis oil in her luggage. The two-time U.S. Olympic basketball gold medalist pled guilty to the drug charges last month and said she accidentally packed the drugs while in a hurry. So we get it. I think somebody even made a picture of it, the pen. I mean, it's literally this much. It's ridiculous. However, when you're in a different country, the laws that we find here to be normal or something that we can just live by in another country can be ridiculous. And we have to be very aware of that when we go to these other countries. As I stated before, I believe you could be sentenced to death in China. I don't like to go on the go with this, but I just know that I remember talking to someone specifically, and even like other drugs as well. People have gotten almost millions of years. Like they put hundreds of years on people for doing these type of things in different countries. So with that being said, okay guys, I wanted to clarify this real quick because I just don't want to be stupid with it. You know what I'm saying? So I did made sure I went and get my research. Saudi Arabia, 6 months imprisonment, corporal punishment, including flogging. However, Saudi Arabia abolished the flogging form. Majority of the actual death sentencings and punished by death is the trafficking. So in Egypt, trafficking is punished with death, but penalties for possession can be severe, as you can face up to 1 year in prison. So it's majority of the time people that are trafficking these type of drugs. So trafficking can be as simple as selling or smuggling or kind of just bringing it in or anything. Somebody was sentenced to death right here in 2021 in Singapore. Singapore is really crazy at times. Malaysia. Let's see. It's medical people arrested for possession. The local reported several cases of death penalty. China was one that I guess I got kind of wrong in a way. It said that furthermore, information related to the death penalty remains classified in the laws as state secrets. So I was told by some people though, and I remember though it was not marijuana. It was, I think it might have been like pills or something. But then Jackie Chan's son was almost sentenced to 100,000 years or something like that. They were trying to do Jackie Chan's son crazy, but that was like pills. So I think he got off though because he's Jackie Chan's son. But I remember hearing about that story as well. I think the main part of her 9-year sentence is the political pawn, is what Russia's trying to do, is the fact that we're in a war with her. Because we have right here, of course, we bring in this lady, Audrey Laubert. Same exact charge in 2019. She only did a month in a detention center and was fined $235. Nobody knew about this, and nobody would have found out about this unless this whole Brittney Griner cases went down, But along with this, we have here Mark Fogel, an American teacher, also sits in Russia jail, worried nobody cares. Mark Fogel to the students has interest lectures about the Cold War, but he is Mark Hillard Fogel of his well-known passports, abundantly stamped from many years of teaching international baccalaureate history courses at the schools attended by the children of the U.S. diplomats and global elite in Colombia, Venezuela, Oman, Malaysia, and for the past 10 years in Russia. So this guy here is currently serving a 16-year Russia sentence on spy charges, has been denied. My bad. This is this guy right here. My bad. Let me find his specific charge, because he was charged, I believe, 15 years. Let me figure this part out. Sorry that we're on the way here. I thought I already had it up, and it is a lot of stuff here, but I got to go through it. Let me see. What was it at? Got a goddamn whole article on here, bro. He packed 14 vape cartridges of medical marijuana in his suitcase, stuffing some in his shoes. So he might have had a little bit more. But where is his motherfucking sentencing at, bro? He was sentenced to 14 years in a maximum security prison in Russia. I don't know how much it helps to hear that we know that you're going through, said Fogel's niece, Alien Count. We hope you receive all you can get. That's all we want of all these American citizens who are detained home. That includes Paul Whelan as well. I feel like this is a strength in numbers situation. We support the release of all these Americans. So this is the part that, once again, we like to try to bring in other people, even that people say, if this is LeBron James, it'd be way bigger. I think at this point in time, bro, it's just the fact that there is a war going on. And at the end of the day, man, I think that LeBron being put in it, if this was LeBron, this would have been different. At the same time, I don't believe LeBron would be in this type of situation, at the end of the day. My main point here, though, stands that, okay, Aubrey, she's a white girl, teenager. She got out in a month. You have a black woman, Brittney Griner, served, sentenced to 9 years. We have a white teacher right here by the name of Mark Fogel, also sentenced to 14 years for very similar matters. And my main point is, if I was to go out there, if you was to go out there in Russia with that same vape pen and smoked it and whatever, right? Remember how they said if this was LeBron, if it was LeBron, it would be taken care of very fast, right? Well, if you went out there and smoked that vape pen, right, would you be getting out of jail? Have y'all heard of Mark Fogel? I doubt Mark Fogel's getting out of jail. They're talking about a 2-for-1 trade. Somebody totally different. Mark's going to be chilling in there for another 10 years plus. If I was to go out there and get caught with that pen and then serve 9 years or charge 9 years, people would have called me a dumbass. You should have known better. You shouldn't have did something stupid like that. That's my main point here, this whole entire thing. It's not about Brittney Griner. It's not about this Audrey lady. It's not about Mark Fogel. It's not about Paul Williams. It's not about all that. I think the notoriety factor here is the biggest part, and that we are, we're wanting Brittney to come, but we have other people there as well. Similar crimes, normal people like me. I'm not a YouTuber, but I would be treated the same as you. I'm not any different. I'm a normal man at the end of the day. I'm not a big star athlete. I'm none of that. So I think overall Brittney needs to be home. At the same time, there's accountability that's factored in here. Does she need to serve 9 years? No. I think a lot of the war has to do with it. I don't think that race has to do with it. I think the fact that we're in a war, they have a big time WNBA star, so it's going to cause a disturbance. They know they're playing chess, the pawn moves. Yes, definitely. It's all a part of this at the end of the day. I just think that we're not focusing on the bigger pictures here, and we're focusing on like race or sexuality or all this other stuff. At the end of the day, if this wasn't Brittney Griner, if this was you'd be a nobody. You'd be stuck in there for another 9 years. You'd be called a dumbass for what you did. Stupid. You should have known better. Who cares? That's the part that I just find. Talking about like a Mark Fogel or anybody else that's possibly locked up there. There's the ones that are, not going to get seen. It's only the reason why this is a big deal is because it's a big NBA player. People are not going to see it that way. Some people might think that, hey man, Tony, I dare you. It's a black woman and all that. Like, I like to look at the facts at the end of the day. And hell, I do find a problem that Brittney Griner was served 9 years and this lady was only, able to get out in a month. At the same time, in 2019, I believe we was under the Trump administration, and Trump and Putin and Trump were pretty good at that time. So there was no need to put this stamp on this lady. Now, if she was locked up with Brittney Griner and got a month and Brittney Griner got 9 years, that would make it even more worse. At the end of the day, I would like Brittney Griner to do only a month and this $235. I would love that. I'm not saying she should deserve to rot in there, but I'm not going to play into the race matter, the sexual orientation matter, and all that. I'm going to play into the pawn, the fact that we're in some sort of political war right now with Russia. And 2-for-1, hey, it is what it is. I think we're getting the better end of the deal. This Russian guy, he's about that. He's that crazy guy, but we getting a spy and we get a WNBA player for him. It is what it is. I just think that moving forward, we need to take accountability at the same time. And when you go out of these different countries, pay attention to their laws. We can't sit here and 9 years for that charge is insane, but that's what goes on in Russia. Hell, you can't legally gamble in Georgia right now, but you can go do it in Vegas. There's different places, different laws. We have to accept that. And we got to be willing to accept those responsibilities at the end of the day and the risks that come along with it. Is it right? No. That's the emotional side. Is it right? No. Is it the law? Yeah. Is the maximum? Yeah. But at the end of the day, the government over there in Russia knew what they were doing. If they would have charged Brittney Griner and given her 1 year, Russia knew they wouldn't be able to get that dude that they wanted. They would have said, U.S. would have been like, we're not trading with you. We're going to let her sit for that 1 year. They knew that they had to do that 9 years to get U.S. up and going. So in all, we're just looking at the charges. But they're going to get Brittney back. It is what it is. Brittney's coming home. Hopefully she stays home and doesn't go back over there overseas to go and play. But yeah, I'm a little bit all over the place. I wanted to get this video out. I wanted to speak from the heart, but I also wanted to speak from both sides, the emotional side and and you know, decide like I said, like what's right is right, what's wrong is wrong. I don't think I wouldn't feel good for her sitting there 9 years. I tell you that. But at the same time, I just hate that when we get into these type of talks, start going straight to race, sexuality, and all that. This is a political war, and at the same time, this was a white woman in the WNBA. They would have did the same exact thing. They wouldn't have given her 1 year. Russia would have said, "We want this arms dealer, but we're gonna slap this 9 years on this lady here, and we're gonna get what we want." That's just all I'm saying. I think we need to stay to the facts. And it is what it is. But leave your comments and thoughts down below in the comment section. I'd love to hear what you guys got to say. And hey, man, I feel good. Brittney Griner will be coming home. I'm pretty sure she'll be coming home. This Paul guy. I do, however, feel bad for Mark, man. You know, Mark gonna sit in that. I don't think they're gonna get Mark out, bro. You know, and Mark's white. You want to make it a race thing? Let's get Mark out there then. Like Mark should have been the first one, right? Mark, and then if we're gonna play the race game with that situation. This is my thoughts and opinions, man. Let me know down below what you guys think. I love y'all. I'm out. Peace.